Welcome back, gamers. Ready to dive into the ultimate sandbox experiences? Whether you're looking to get lost in sprawling landscapes, chase epic quests, or just vibe with the open world's chaos, we've got you covered. Today, we're counting down the best open world games for PC that'll make you forget what sunlight looks like. From legendary RPGs to hidden gems, these titles are packed with freedom, adventure, and endless hours of gameplay. Grab your snacks and let's get rolling, because these games are about to take your PC gaming experience to the next level. Enshrouded drops you into Embervale, a once great land now ruined by power-hungry mages who messed up big time, leaving the world in darkness and crawling with freaky mutated beasts. But not all hope's gone. You play as the Flameborn, tasked with reigniting the ancient flame to bring Embervale back from the brink. You'll face off against dynamic enemies, taking them down with melee, archery, or magic. From savage beasts to hostile humans and tough bosses, there's no shortage of battles. Level up your character, unlock fresh skills, upgrade abilities, and tackle even tougher challenges as you go. Forza Horizon 5 takes you on an epic ride through Mexico with the biggest map in the series, about 50% bigger than Forza Horizon 4. You'll race through deserts, rainforests, ancient ruins, massive canyons, stunning beaches, and even the bustling city of Guanajuato. Plus, you can tackle the highest point in Horizon history, a volcano. The game launches with more cars than any previous Forza, featuring hundreds of rides from every era. Classic sports cars, off-road beasts, rally legends, hypercars, and even pre-World War II machines. Newcomers include the Mercedes-AMG Project 1, Porsche Taycan, Jaguar XJR15, and the new Ford Bronco. Star Wars Outlaws is an open-world action-adventure game set in the Star Wars universe. The game takes place between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So we're talking about that sweet spot between episodes 5 and 6. The devs picked this timeline because it's when the underworld is really thriving. The rebellion hasn't fully settled in yet, and with the Empire distracted, criminal syndicates like the Pike and the Hutts are making moves, taking full advantage of the chaos. NieR Automata is a sick action-adventure game for PC and PS4, and a follow-up to the 2010 NieR. Made by the legends at Platinum Games, the team behind Vanquish and Bayonetta, this one still has that OG vibe thanks to director Taro Yoko, who also worked on the first NieR and Drakengard. Set in a far-off future, things aren't looking good. An alien mech invasion wipes out most of humanity, forcing the survivors to retreat to bases on the moon. V Rising drops you into a gothic fantasy world as a vampire just waking up from centuries of sleep. Your mission? Regain your power and build an empire strong enough to take on humans, monsters, and other vamps. You'll be hunting humans for blood, looting villages, taking out bandits, and fighting off enemy soldiers, monsters, and rival vampires. Combat is fast-paced, so get ready to dodge, strike, and time your attacks perfectly. You'll use melee, ranged weapons, spells, and combat skills to wipe out your enemies. In Dying Light 2, the gameplay sticks to what worked in the first game, but ups the ante. You're exploring a massive city swarming with undead and hostile survivors. This world is 4 times bigger than the original. The focus is still on intense melee combat, where you can slice, dice, and smash enemies into pieces. Sure, there are guns, but melee is the name of the game. Aiden can use all kinds of weapons, set up environmental traps, boot enemies off rooftops, and land powerful kicks to take down foes. The crafting system's even more fleshed out. You'll be scavenging the city for materials to craft medkits, molotovs, and weapon mods to boost damage or add extra effects. Set in the near future after a nuclear war in 2034 wiped out most of humanity, things get even darker when a deadly virus infects the survivors. You've got 7 days before it turns people into zombies. You play as a member of a survivor group in the fictional Navezgane County, which means killer of monsters in Apache. Fitting, since that's your new job. Spider-Man Miles Morales is a follow-up to the 2018 Spider-Man game, but with a more compact vibe. Made by Insomniac Games, the same crew behind the OG. You've got tons of story missions, side quests, and optional activities to dive into. Combat is a major flex, with Miles throwing punches, using high-tech gadgets, slinging webs, and tapping into his unique bioelectric powers. There are stealth moments too, where you've got to stay low-key, sneak up on enemies, and take them down quietly. Plus, get ready for some epic boss battles. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is the ultimate version of the hit action sandbox, Ghost of Tsushima. Developed by Sony and Sucker Punch, yep, the same studio behind Sly Cooper and Infamous, This edition packs all previous updates, the Legends expansion, plus fresh new content. Set in feudal Japan back in the year 1274, you step into the shoes of Jin Sakai, a samurai fighting to protect Tsushima Island from Mongol invaders who wiped out most of his people. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint drops you back in the same universe as Wildlands, but with a fresh story. This time, you're on the fictional Pacific island of Ororoa, where the island has mysteriously cut off from the outside world. You play as Nomad, a ghost unit member sent to figure out what's going on. When you arrive, you find Ororoa under the grip of a rogue mercenary army led by Walker, played by John Bernthal. Yeah, the Punisher himself. The stakes are high. Ororoa is home to Skell HQ, where they cook up cutting-edge military tech. It's up to you to regain control and uncover why these mercenaries took over. To score food, you first need to gather wood and craft some makeshift weapons. Wood's pretty plentiful and can be used to build a rad camp, think multi-story compound with a palisade. Smaller shelters don't cut it for long, and a stretched tarp won't hold up forever. For weapons, simple spears and knives can handle non-aggressive critters like turtles, but you'll need way more firepower to fend off mutants and explore their turf. Firearms are rare, but if you get lucky, you might score one. Still, be wary. Even a stun gun or a high-caliber weapon might not cut it against the swarm of mutants. And it gets worse. Soon you'll be up against even nastier and stronger creatures, making things even more brutal. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands drops you into Bolivia, where the ruthless Santa Blanca cartel reigns with chaos and fear. An elite American squad is dispatched to disrupt their operations and put a stop to their shady deals with the corrupt Bolivian government. Visually, Ghost Recon Wildlands is a feast for the eyes. You'll traverse diverse Bolivian terrains, from icy mountain peaks and scorching deserts to lush jungles and remote tribal villages. Like its predecessors, Wildlands delivers both single-player and co-op action for up to 4 players. Cyberpunk 2077 is a first-person RPG where you dive into a sprawling open world, cruise around on foot, in a car, or on a bike, and tackle a ton of non-linear quests. The game features the cool brain dance mechanic, letting you dive into and investigate other people's memories, perfect for solving mysteries. Night City is split into 6 districts: City Center, home to the Megacorp's HQ; Westbrook, where the rich live large; Pacifica, gang territory; Haywood, Latino neighborhood; Watson, immigrant hub; and Santo Domingo, the city's energy source. You can also roam the Badlands, the desert wastelands surrounding the city. The game is set in a stunning fantasy version of ancient Greece, filled with gorgeous architecture and jaw-dropping vistas, all from a third-person view. It's kind of like The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, with a massive open world you can explore on foot, climbing rocks and scaling hills, or ride mounts and glide through the air. As you explore, you'll discover loads of cool loot, new gear, enemies, and both logic and arcade-style puzzles. Gray Zone Warfare is an open-world first-person shooter where you navigate the rugged terrains of La Mang solo or with a small squad. Dive into deserted cities, villages, farms, and dense jungles, and take control of various civilian and military vehicles, from cars to helicopters. Instead of a typical health bar, the game uses a vital point system for different body parts. Each wound needs its own fix: painkillers for some, bandages for others. Keep an eye on hydration, stamina, radiation, and poisoning levels, as neglecting these can mess up your moves and accuracy. One of the highlights of Elden Ring is its intense arcade-style combat system. Battles are fast-paced and each strike is on point. As usual with From Software, this game doesn't mess around. Every fight demands precision, and the variety of foes means you'll need to constantly adapt your strategies. Boss fights are a huge deal, with a whopping 129 to face. Elden Ring makes each boss battle thrilling and unforgiving, and holding you accountable for every slip-up. Just like in the Soulsborne games, each boss is uniquely designed with an epic vibe, blending divine and heroic elements into the story. Lightyear Frontier drops us into a sprawling open world. You can dive in either first-person or third-person view. Your duties? They're plenty. You'll gather resources, farm the land, and grow a variety of crops that expand as you advance. The planet's home to all sorts of critters you can tame, breed, and even mess with their genetics. As you stockpile resources, you'll build and upgrade your first HQ, leveling up to fancier structures. But it's not all smooth sailing. The weather's a wild card with realistic changes, and the shifting seasons keep you on your toes with farm management. In Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, you play as Punished Snake, aka Big Boss, a major player in the Metal Gear saga, especially familiar to series veterans from Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker and others. After 9 years in a coma due to severe injuries, including losing his left hand, Snake wakes up to chaos. The prologue, Ground Zeroes, reveals the events that put him in this mess. As soon as he regains consciousness, his hospital is raided by armed attackers, and Snake has to make a quick escape. He's helped by a mysterious, veiled patient known as Ishmael. In Once Human, you play as a survivor battling not just to stay alive, but to uncover the truth behind the apocalypse. Roam through ruined cities and desolate wastelands on rides like motorcycles, investigate deadly anomalies, and face off against wild beasts, rival humans, and creepy monsters like giant spiders or floating ghosts. When it comes to combat, you'll wield firearms like shotguns and rifles, fully customizable with a ton of mods. The best upgrades come from taking down massive mutants, unlocking new traits and skills powered by Stardust. In Need for Speed Heat, you're in charge of a sprawling city with a free-roaming open world. The game unfolds in 2 phases. By day, cruise the metropolis, tackle specially crafted challenges, hunt for collectibles, and compete in legal speed hunters showdown races to rack up cash. Watch out for the cops. While they're around, breaking the law can land you in hot water. But if you do get caught, the police won't be too harsh. Things heat up after dark, which you trigger manually, as you dive into illegal street races to boost your rep and score unique tuning parts. Corrupt cops come out in force, and they're ruthless. The more you stir the pot, the higher your notoriety climbs, drawing not just patrol cars but armored vehicles and helicopters into the chase. Nightingale is a survival game set in a sprawling fairy tale world with a Victorian-era steampunk vibe. Amidst stunning landscapes, players will battle against fantastical monsters. Developed by Inflection Games, founded by Aaron and Flynn, this game takes players on an epic quest. When a network of portals connecting magical realms falls apart, players, the survivors, are left wandering through these worlds in search of their lost city, Nightingale. Despite the beauty of their surroundings, danger lurks everywhere with hostile magical beasts. The remaining portals might lead to safety or plunge players deeper into a nightmarish maze. Set 2 centuries after the events of Oblivion, this game throws you into the shoes of one of the last Dovahkian, elite dragon hunters. The once extinct dragons are back, and the prophecy warns of Alduin, the god of destruction in dragon form. As you battle these fierce beasts, you can absorb their souls and gain powerful shouts. These abilities let you slow down time, blast enemies with invisible energy, and even call in a dragon ally. Discovering ancient words hidden in Nordic dungeons unlocks many of these epic skills. In this open-world game, players can explore on foot or by ship. The action unfolds from a first-person view, and gameplay is sandbox style. No set objectives. You can dive into main quests, side activities, or join missions with different factions. Key highlights include group adventures and ship teamwork, where each crew member handles specific tasks like steering and managing the anchor. While exploring, expect to encounter rival groups and engage in epic naval battles where you'll need to handle cannons and repair your ship. When things calm down, kick back with some grog or belt out classic pirate tunes. Atlas Fallen is a third-person action game set in a huge open world you can explore freely. As you navigate the vast landscapes, you'll battle monsters in intense, fast-paced fights. Equip shape-shifting weapons and unleash sand-powered abilities to take down foes in style and cause chaos on the battlefield. Face off against not only regular enemies, but also epic, often massive bosses. Defeating enemies earns you essence, which you can use to level up and customize your character to fit your playstyle. Palworld drops you into a massive, vibrant world, packed with everything from dense forests to sprawling plains, massive canyons, and icy wastelands. As you explore, you'll catch and team up with pals of all shapes and sizes. These creatures aren't just cute, they have mad skills. Some are construction pros, others ace farming or resource processing. You can even ride some for faster travel or use them for defense. With your pals' help, you'll build epic camps and crazy structures like pyramids and rockets, run farms where your pals handle everything from sowing to harvesting, clean up your base, and set up powerful factories with automated production chains to crank out all sorts of goods. And that's a wrap. There you have it, our top picks for the best open world games you can dive into on PC. Whether you're into epic adventures, exploring vast landscapes, or just causing mayhem, these games are bound to satisfy your craving for freedom and exploration. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the list and subscribe for more gaming content that'll keep you in the loop. Drop your favorite open world games in the comments below and let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, game on and stay awesome.